Hey everybody, I'm Kate with Crate Insider, and today I'm here with Andy Garris from Profabrication Headers and Exhaust, or Profab for short, correct? And what's really exciting is Profab has just worked on finding a new solution for headers for 604 dirt late models. Tested them on the dyno last week. They picked up 5 horsepower and 5 foot-pounds of torque. Really blew us away on that first pass. And so Andy, tell us a little bit about your design process going into this.
So basically how we kind of got started with all this was we kind of just released something on Facebook, just like a teaser, like, hey, maybe there is a market for crate late models. Who would be interested in buying them? And so Taylor Puckett was actually the first one. Well, Dalton Cook was the first one to actually give us a call, but Taylor's dad ended up messaging me on Facebook and was like, hey, you know, can you build us a set? And so I said, well, I need a car to build them on. So he actually brought his Barry Wright icon up there. That was what they were first built on. After having the car up there, we decided to go ahead and do it in CAD. That way we can get multi-bends in the parts. That way we could take out as many weld joints to make our process quicker and to make a lot cleaner product. So it was actually designed in CAD with the car there and everything. So, you know, and that's kind of how we started. But the whole deal behind Taylor when he picked them up and his dad was like, look, we've gone through several sets of headers this year. We want a nice set. We want a set that lasts. And at that point, we had no idea kind of what the horsepower is going to be. We were kind of going off of our asphalt experience, for say, in the crate world to kind of get our, you know, our tube lengths and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of how everything, you know, got started and how we came about with our crate header.
Well, and you guys have probably done a ton of testing on the asphalt side of things, and a lot of the asphalt cars, we have a lot of customers too that run the Asphalt 604s or Asphalt 602s, so I'm sure that experience played into it for you.
Right, correct. You know, and our asphalt stuff has been really good to us. You know, if you could pick up horsepower in asphalt and also save weight, and that was the big thing in the asphalt side, was saving weight. You know, those guys will definitely buy it. I mean, it's not even a question. They want a better product. They want horsepower. They want quality, and that's what we were able to give them. And so now we're trying to translate that same stuff over to the dirt world with the 604 header.
Now let's talk about some of the chassis that this style of header will fit. I know you designed it on a Barry Wright race car, and name some of those other chassis. I know you and I have talked about it, so teaser alert, I actually know the answer to this question, but tell us about some of the other chassis you know it fits on.
Right, we've actually had it on, now it's actually been on a Longhorn as well, so you know it fits a Longhorn. It's also, you know, a Rocket, the XR1, Master built, all of our headers, you know, fit those. It actually go on the Tyler Carpenter's Kryptonite chassis. So, you know, there's a whole line of chassis out there that these headers will fit, and that was kind of our goal going into this. Was, you know, we don't want to build a header that if you was to switch chassis at the end of the year, that you had to buy a new header. You know, these headers are designed to live. They're designed to, you know, for the longevity. So if you switch chassis at the end of the year, we want you to be able to bolt these same headers right back on your next car and go race with them as well.
That's really awesome. And then talk about your headers are a lot higher price point, but you also talk about that they're much higher quality. So what are some of the aspects that make your header a higher quality product?
Right. So all of our tubing that we use at Profab is all American wrath material, and even a lot of it we actually roll and weld our own. So, you know, if we're short tubing or if it's something that's oddball size that we don't really do a lot of, it comes in flat sheets and we're able to roll and weld our own material. And that's just to keep, you know, our quality at a high level. Also, our headers, all of our headers that leave Profab actually have a CNC machine flange. No matter if it's mild steel, which these over here are, or even they're stainless, they're all CNC flanges. This allows for a lot nicer, cleaner product, but along with that, we're able to machine areas out that actually makes the flange a lot lighter. So for you, the ones that are actually worried about weight, that saves you a little bit of weight there. Also, all of our headers, I don't want to say all of them now, but most of them, all of these headers are all TIG welded. We only have like one MIG welder in the whole shop, and that's used for fixturing. So, you know, everything pretty much is TIG welded that we do. All of these headers will be TIG welded. This makes for a lot nicer, cleaner product. And it also helps with cracking. With everything is back purged as well. So that allows actually the weld on the inside to not sugar up and cause cracking later on.
Well, and I did a little research on the MIG versus TIG thing. I am not a welding expert, but with MIG, I understand can sometimes be a stronger weld, but that a TIG weld is a more malleable weld. And when we've got like heat we were changing heat so much, I would kind of think you'd want a more of a flexible weld. Is that what you found with headers?
Right, correct. You know, that as well. And also with your TIG weld, you can penetrate a lot better than you can with a MIG weld. A MIG weld, you just run it over top really quick to actually get it, you know, to weld it, so it doesn't actually penetrate the material like a TIG weld does.
That's great. Now let's go ahead and talk about the price point. Let's bring up the big question here, because I know that there will be some keyboard warriors out there that I will be the next. I'm going to ruin crate racing all over again. It won't be the first time, because crate racing was supposed to be affordable, whatever that was supposed to mean. But so tell me, with these are definitely higher price point. I'm not even going to name the price because it's going to be on the product listing, and that could change. You know, prices change. So if this video, you see this 5 years from now, it's still going to be the same. It's still going to be more expensive. But what would you say to someone who says, wow, this is really expensive. Why should I invest in a set of expensive headers? Right.
So yeah, the headers are on a higher end price point. We took everything that we knew from the NASCAR side and IndyCar and all of our other racing series and put that same quality into these products. So you're getting a lot of better quality product than you would for something that's like a production run header or your normal headers per se. They're going to last. We have some of our super late model guys like Chris Ferguson. We have Brett Hearn in the dirt late model, or in the dirt modified world, the big block modifieds. They tell us all the time that, hey, we've ran these headers for 5 years. So
5 years?
5 years on a set of headers without having any issues. Most of the time they wreck them and wad them up before they break or have any issues with them. So, that goes a long ways when you buy a set of $600 headers and your year, every 6 months you're replacing them, or however long you're replacing them. So, you can make one investment now and it'll last you 5 years, or you can make a smaller investment now and it'll last you 6 months and you can spend it again. So in the long run, I think realistically this is a money saver, in the long run. It depends on how you look at it, I guess.
Well, yeah, and it depends, of course, where you're at, if you're like what tracks you're racing at, your level of experience. And, there are places that are going to be bang up kind of places. And if that's your situation, it just may not be the right choice for you. But we do have these. You have in 2 different kinds here. So talk about those.
Okay, right here we actually have our stainless steel version. It is raw stainless steel. We leave all the welds colored because I like the way the colored TIG welds look from the stainless. But this is, like I said, this is our stainless set. So this right here is actually our mild steel set. It's the same exact header. There's no difference. They're built the exact same way by the exact same people. The fabricator normally just moves from this straight to that. All the bends are the same. It's all TIG welded. It's the same product, just in mild steel. We don't do any coating on them. We leave them raw. Mild steel, that's kind of up to you, if you want to paint them or get them coated or whatever the case. It does save you a little bit. I don't think it's quite as nice as your stainless ones, but it does save you a few $100, and frankly, it's, like I said, it's the same header, so why not?
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me today, if I can say that. And of course, the Profab 604 dirt late model headers are available at CrateInsider.com. Wherever you're seeing this video, there'll be a link in the description, so you can click right on over to that area of our website. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in another video.